All right, got another beautiful day. Chinook in full effect. Everything's melting. And we are continuing on the basically short block assembly. So we're using a full BTR rotating assembly. It's going to be a stock cubic inch 6 liter, so 364 cubic inches. These are basically, I've been told that they're pretty similar to the like Pro LS line from Summit. I have the Pro LS stuff in my Nova, but we do a lot with BTR, so I got the BTR stuff for this one. And it's full rotating, so we got the piston, the rod, and the crank is up in the Blazer. We'll have to get that out before we assemble the short. And then we've also got the camshaft here, another BTR one. I'd use lots of BTR stuff at the shop. I really like their stuff. Just doing a fairly mild cam on this one. It doesn't need to be anything too crazy. Like, we're planning to, drive this thing a lot. Amy's gonna take it downtown to the office if she wants to. And so this is just gonna be, a nice little mild cam, nothing too crazy. We probably will run it on ethanol as well eventually, just it's a little cleaner burning. And then obviously we've got the nice little Jeep shelf, so poor Jeep. Obviously we put the cam bearings in. I've put the block on the stand. You guys saw that. And now the next thing that we're going to do is file the rings. So I will show like a little time lapse of that and some interesting tidbits. We're also going to show Amy how to do it, so we'll get a little bit of her in there. Next thing we're going to do is file the rings. So I already filed this side, so we're just going to have to swap this around. We're going to start with this side. So this is number 2, 2, 4, 6, 8. You can see because the cylinder, see this sits further forward than this side?
Yep.
So that's 1, 3, 5, 7.
Okay.
I've already done those ones. So we have 2 rings that we have to file. You have your top ring, which is this one. There is an E on it, so that's going to signify which way up is.
Okay.
As you can see on here, the E. Basically what we do is we're just going to put it in here like this. And we use this little tool to get it down evenly. And you can see you've got your little gap there.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to measure. Now the last ones I measured are at about 22. And our top ring we want to be at 27, so we're going to have to take 5 tab off.
Oh, gotcha.
So what you do is you grab this, and then you put it in here. And then you undo this. Take this out, and then the big thing is, so you feel how it's got a little ridge there?
Yeah.
We have to get rid of that. So, you go here, and it feels decent, and you do it on all the edges. And there you go. Now, let me put it in here.
Test it in?
Yeah, you want to do the pushing down?
Cool.
Yeah. Perfect. And then, so I've got them set up. So 27, that's 28. So that's the second ring. So this is 13 and 14,
Yep.
which is 27 thou. So that should fit between there perfectly.
Do you want us at 28 to see?
Yeah. I mean, if you feel it, it feels pretty much perfect to me. How's that fit in your frame still to you?
Based on my experience.
Perfect? Good. So then we just put it in there. And then next we do the second ring for number 2.
Okay.
So now these don't have an E, they have a little dimple. Dimple that goes on top.
Top is out.
Yep. And then usually I find it's easier to have the gap down there, so when you're looking at it, you can see it. So you pull it out of there. Nailed it? Woo!
Okay.
Alright. So, we are done filing all the rings now. So as you can see, I've got them laid out in the piston box, and I'm just going along and putting the rods onto the pistons. So if you want, I can show you how to do that next.
Sure.
Putting the pistons on the rods. So if you can see in here, we've got these little spiral locks that basically holds the pin in on either side. And those things can be a real pain in the ass to get in there, so I'll do a little time lapse of me putting them on. And then yeah, we'll go from there. So pretty much what we do is we've got this pin here. See this?
Yeah.
So this is called the piston pin.
Okay.
And that's what holds, and that's where all the force goes when the rod is going up and down and it's moving the piston.
Yeah.
So you've got these little spiral locks right here.
Yeah.
So they start like this.
Yeah.
And what you do is just kind of, I usually grab each end like this, and I just kind of bend them out a little bit.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do, so I already put this side in this one, but because this is like this goes like this. So now slide that pin in there. It's a very close interference fit, so you got to make sure you get it perfect, and then it will go, yeah. Let's go, there you go. And then it will slide down and stop against that spiral lock. And then what we need to do, maybe if you hold that, I'll see if I can put this in and show people. So you kind of just, there's a little notch there, so you can start it there normally. And then what I like to do is I'll just kind of turn it in. It's not the easiest thing in the world, so you don't. Of course, try to do it on camera. It's harder. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so got it started, and then you just work it around.
Interesting.
See what I'm doing there?
Yep.
And then it just slides down into that little slot. Oops. Keep working it. Around and around and around. So you get to the end. And that's where they like to bite you, because they're a little sharp. Like that, and then like that.
Alright.
And that's in, so I just push against this, make sure that it's all the way in the groove, and then you can check it. Looks good. So now it's captured in there.
Nice job.
piston rings on the piston. So we start with our oil retention ring, which is going to be this one.
Okay.
So it goes in the big slot here. So you basically just, now don't try not to stretch it too much like that. This one doesn't matter as much. Those ones you wouldn't be able to do that.
Yes. Okay.
So one thing that you got to watch with these is you want your gaps to be in different spots. So this gap here.
Okay.
So when we put this little rail on, we want it to be at a completely different spot. And what we're going to do is it's going to go right next to there and go all the way around.
One on top, one on bottom.
Yes. And then like so. There we go, I got it. And then so where was that gap there? Then we'll do the other gap like here. And get it up there. And like that. And like that. So that's our oil retention ring.
Okay.
Next we're going to go to our second ring. So remember that's one with the dimple. Right there. And then same deal. Just going to get started there. And then you just want to kind of like just as little as you kind of can. Right, like that. And we always want the dimple to be up. And then same with the E. Oops. Same with the E. Goes there. And work it around. And there you go. That's the rings on the piston.
What's that one
That was just a spare I brought, I guess.
for? Bonus. Alright,
You want to try one on your own?
hit me up.
Okay. Perfect. I think we'll stop her there.
Okay.
Nicely done.
How's Nathan's Datsun coming along?
Good. He's got the engine all swapped on it.
What?
Yeah, we drove it home the last nice day, basically before it went to -40 and snowed a bunch. So he's, I think he's ready and waiting for you for the big rematch. Flying, that could be a record.
Yeah. So fast.
And there we have it. So, great job.
Thank you.
We now have 8 pistons and rods all assembled. We've got some assembly glue or assembly lube for when we torque everything down. So our next step is going to be assembling the short block. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for your help.